So she was sickened by mercury fillings more than a decade ago and has since made a complete recovery after waking up one day and not being able to walk. And we showed this in the movie very extensively. The doctor told her she had MS, but what she really had was heavy metal poisoning. So you can follow her health ministry at mercurymom.com, which is really neat. Are we ready to show this before I bring her up on the stage? Okay, let me just show you. This was one of the more dramatic clips from the movie.
Healthcare professionals and folks all over the country are asking the Food and Drug Administration to protect and inform the public about the potential dangers of silver amalgam fillings. Those include my colleague Stacy Case. Now, we've been following Stacy's personal story for months now, telling you about her diagnosis with multiple sclerosis after a routine dental procedure. And tonight, Stacy is in San Francisco, sharing her story with the federal government.
Nearly 4 years ago, I let a dentist talk me into having 4 30-year-old silver mercury fillings replaced because he said they were cracked. Your agency at the time, though, the FDA, had done nothing to warn me, an educated professional, that this was a health hazard. This is a great injustice. 7 months after that dental work, I got out of bed one morning and could not walk. My children were 2 and 3 at the time. My immediate concern was, will I be caring for them or will it be the other way around? I now know that I and millions of other Americans are genetically predisposed to autoimmune disease, and these mercury fillings are the trigger in many cases. I've read several dozen scientific studies. One such study, 1990, University of Denmark, proved monkeys with mercury dental fillings stored it in their spinal ganglia, pituitary gland, and many other organs. This stuff seeps into the body from the day it is implanted. Then one day you reach the tipping point like I did, and disease sets in. Your hand-picked scientists in 2006 and 2010 have made you keenly aware of the health risks and the disease causation. Please do not ignore them or injured consumers like me any longer. You really want to help this country get healthcare costs under control? Ban amalgam. You really want to see a cure for many autoimmune diseases? Ban amalgam. You really want to ensure American moms like me can play chase with their children in the yard? Ban amalgam. After 2 decades in the news business, I know the truth, and the truth is silver mercury fillings are causing disease, and they are making people sick, keeping them sick, so help me God. Use your power and position for good, Dr. Shuren. Leave a legacy. Please right this wrong.
I want to take a moment to thank you, first of all, for investing in your health, investing in the health of hundreds of your patients every single day. By attending this conference, to all of the professionals, the scientists, the dentists, the hygienists, the trailblazers, all of you brave people, thank you so very much for saving my health and for saving the health of so many others. The IAOMT safe removal of amalgam fillings, that specific protocol, is the reason I was able to walk up here on this stage today unattended, without help. It's the reason I'm able to stand here before you right now without any help. It's the reason that I'm able to speak to you fluidly without any help. Without having those removed with the correct procedure, I would be in a wheelchair right now or worse. I am a 28, 29, 30-year news veteran. I don't know. I don't really want to date myself, but I've been doing this a long time. 28, 29, 30-year journalist, currently working as the main anchor at Fox Nashville, but I stand before you today as a once very, very sick and now healed dental patient. Some of you may have heard my story. You just got to see a small clip of it there, of my severe neurological reaction to dental amalgam fillings. I had those removed without any protection because a dentist said they were cracked, they needed to come out. I got new shiny silver fillings because that's what insurance covered. Once again, I got those without any protection, because that is what insurance covered. Of course, I did not know and was not told at the time that they are 50% mercury. How would I know this? Just one of those contains the amount of mercury of one of those old silver, one of those old glass thermometers, right? So if it fell on the floor here today, we would have to evacuate. OSHA would require that. Yet I was walking around with 8 of them in my head and had 4 removed initially and replaced without any protection. Crazy to think about. My symptoms were almost immediate after I had that dental work. I had this heavy metal taste in my mouth. I would chew gum to try to get rid of that, but that, now we know, only makes it worse because that emits more mercury vapor. I was exhausted, so I would drink more coffee to try to stay awake and try to handle all of my responsibilities. We also know that also makes it worse. It emits more mercury vapor. I had this sensation of an ice pick digging deep into the deepest recesses of my brain. It was like a headache I'd never had before. And I never really was prone to headaches or migraines, anything like that. I wouldn't even call it a headache. It was, honestly, it felt like an ice pick just digging around in my brain. It hurt so bad that it would make me have to go and lay down in the middle of the day. And now I know what it was. It was actually my immune system attacking the myelin sheath in my brain because mercury was there. It was a foreign object in my brain, stored in my brain, and my immune system said, whoa, 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 whoa. We got to do something about this. And it hurt. Unbelievable that I could actually feel that. I also had the sensation of water running down my head, down the back of my neck. I had pinpricks up and down my arms. I had vision problems, blurred vision one day, tunneled vision the next day. These symptoms kept building and building and building over the course of several months after I had this dental work. I kept going to the doctor. The doctor says, oh, you're just a stressed working mom with toddlers. I think this is just stress related. I mean, you have headaches. You know, moms just have headaches, and tried to prescribe me some headache medicine, which I didn't take. And that I kept going back because these symptoms kept building. And then the next time I went back, oh, I think you have some sort of sinus situation. Let's order a CAT scan of your sinuses. Well, of course, that came back that I have a deviated septum and I needed sinus surgery, which I didn't get. I kept saying, no, this feels like something neurological. I don't think this is sinus problems. I've had sinus problems my whole adult life. At any rate, these symptoms kept building and building and building until I woke up one day in 2009, shortly after July 4th, and I couldn't walk. When I got out of bed that morning, I was doing this situation here, like a drunken sailor. I mean, I could not walk. I couldn't feel the bottom of my feet. My brain was telling my legs to walk, but they would not walk. Talk about scary. My kids were 2 and 3. I just left my national network correspondent job with CBS News because I didn't want to travel 300 days a year anymore with small children. My husband had just left his 15-year career as a sports journalist because he wanted to start his own business. We had relocated here to Nashville. This was the place we had handpicked to raise our children. I was supporting our family on freelance work, working from home, and now I could not walk. I couldn't walk. Talk about scary. The doctor said, matter-of-factly, when I went back this time, well, you either have MS or a brain tumor. I thought, is this multiple choice? Because I guess I'll choose MS. I'd been going for several months. Kept telling me I had sinus trouble, headaches, stress. As my health deteriorated, it is amazing how God placed the exact right people in my path all along the way to help me get well, to heal me. I got my fillings taken out, all out-of-pocket cost, of course. I think it was around $12,000 at the time. I used Care Credit because, again, I'm supporting us on freelance work. My husband's starting a business. I used a dentist certified in the correct and safe removal outlined by the IAOMT. I actually called them. I spoke with them about how to go about this. They turned me on to DAMS, which is the Dental Amalgam Mercury Solutions nonprofit, which helped me find my dentist. I went to Dr. Ada Frazier. She's now retired. She helped save my health. I then began a multi-year process of intravenous chelation, DMPS, and EDTA to draw that heavy metal out of my body. I underwent HBOT treatment, hyperbaric oxygen treatment, to help my central nervous system heal. I've been on an anti-inflammatory diet for 11 years now, no dairy, no gluten. I do still drink coffee in the morning, and I do still have some cocktails. I take a number of supplements, vitamin D to rebuild my central nervous system from the inside out, high doses of vitamin D. I will be 50 in a few weeks, October 1st. I have never felt better. I've never felt better, except for when I was maybe 29 or so. Those were good years. Today, I stand before you as a healed woman, undiagnosed of MS, and here to give you hope. I want you to know that your work matters. I want you to know that you are saving people's health. You're saving their lives, and I want to thank you in person for what you're doing. I stopped seeing my neurologist after my 5-year checkup because pathologically, he said, if you go 5 years without an exacerbation of MS, then you are clinically okay to not come back for your MRIs anymore. It's your choice. Well, why would I go back? Because in those 5 years that I was going and getting my annual MRI with the neurologist, it was showing that I was stable, and not only stable, but some of the lesions that were visible on my brain had disappeared. They disappeared. And that's from the H-bot treatment, that's from all of these other things that I was doing to basically allow my central nervous system to do what it was designed to do. Amazing. If I can help just one person understand the connection between silver mercury fillings and disease, especially autoimmune disease, then my health crisis and all of those struggles and all of the financial output to explore all of these alternative therapies against the mainstream doctors and against even what the ADA says, then it has all been worth it. It has been worth it. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. They asked me to keep it pretty informal today. I appreciate them showing that little video, but I do want to let you know that my healing is featured in the full documentary, Evidence of Harm by Randall Moore. Randall, thank you again for asking me to be a part of that. My website is mercurymom.com. I have not worked on it in about 6 or 7 years, and I apologize, it's outdated, but there is some good information on there. Randall keeps offering to help me, and I keep saying, yeah. And then we have a pandemic, or we have some other situation going on. I'm like, I don't have time to deal with that, but I need to update that. I've testified before the FDA, as you noticed, and that's also on YouTube. I'm currently writing a book, which Randall also encouraged me to do. He also even gave me a book on how to write a book. I'm on chapter 6, so that's a start. Yay! I have counseled hundreds of people, and so grateful to do so through email, phone, social media over the last 11 years or so. And I point all of them to the IAOMT. I say, do not go get these out unless you are going to follow that specific protocol. Just don't do it. I've directed them to DAMS. I've directed them to the IABDM. I just feel so fortunate to be able to stand here before you and to talk to people over the phone and through email and try to educate and inform and help people start on that path to healing. We owe a debt of gratitude to this organization, IAOMT, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for coming here today, for investing in your health and the health of others in my hometown today. And thank you again for doing all that you're doing to save my health and the health of others. Be vigilant, be well, and just keep on doing dentistry right. I cannot thank you enough. And I'm happy to take any of your questions, although I know you probably want to get to lunch too. And I am so excited. I think this is the first time in months that I have been able to have any sort of talk without using the word COVID. So yay, you just had 15 minutes of dialogue without the word COVID, and then I just ruined it. Does anybody have any questions? Nope. Yes?
Hold on. Christine, I'll get you a microphone.
Did any of your doctors listen to your story and learn from it?
Yeah, they did. My neurologist was Dr. Moses here in town at Vanderbilt. He's an amazing man. He never dismissed what I was doing. He simply said, just keep doing what you're doing, it's working. But he also did not endorse it, and he also didn't instruct his other patients to go try this or that, or, hey, I've got this gal over here who's doing this and it's working. He wouldn't take that step. I mean, that is obviously unorthodox, and that is, he would probably have his medical license removed. But he was open to what I was doing. He just didn't endorse it.
So he's not advising people to follow that path now?
No. He's a mainstream neurologist.
Yeah.
His hands are tied by the government.
Stacy,
I can keep going if you want me to, but I'll stop there. Yeah.
You did the story on your network. Did you get backlash, or did your network get back? Or your news?
At the time I had a boss who said it was she thought it was a good idea to do that. And we did have a couple of local dentists reach out who said that we were being irresponsible and there's nothing wrong with the silver fillings and so on and so forth. I will tell you, the dentist who did my work, I believe he was diagnosed with, I can't remember what kind of cancer, some sort of kind of cancer just a couple of years after that. I have no doubt it had to do with his extreme exposure to the silver mercury fillings. But yeah, we did get a little bit of backlash, but mostly all positive. Yeah.
And what about future reporting? How did your station embrace what you had done, and did they encourage you to keep doing it?
Under that management, I was encouraged to continue on, and then we had some new management come in, and I was discouraged to continue on.
What was the reasoning behind that, from their point of view?
That we didn't want to give viewers any reason to turn off, and we didn't want to make anybody mad. So that's where we are.
Any other questions?
But it's okay. I mean, it was already out there. I mean, I was told, basically, I wish we could put the toothpaste back in the tube. I'm not kidding. I wish we could put the toothpaste back in the tube, but since we can't, we're not going to talk about this anymore while you are employed here. But I already had a website. It's already out there, so yeah. Yeah. That happened. Anybody else? Thank you all. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you.